So day 2 update, we've just finished packing and we're a little bit below target. Small. Now these birds came out in the snow, if you remember, if you've been watching our videos, so they're actually a little slower growing than we thought they would be. And there are some very big birds, but there's also a lot of smaller than average weight birds. And they're getting picked up by the smoking company in about 20 minutes. We're just putting some of the birds we're keeping for private sales back in. But it looks like we're going to be slightly down on our contracted weight, so we're going to make a decision about what to do about that today. We can anticipate tomorrow's weight because the birds gain weight every day, obviously, and at this point it's up at 100 grams a day or so. So this batch was 55 kilos heavier than yesterday's, and we anticipate that to be slightly more tomorrow. So, you know, that's the way it goes. We've got to just find a solution that works for everyone, and we'll see what happens there. Great job from the team yesterday. Really, it was a bit slower than the day before, but much higher quality work with the clean down, making sure there's no feathers left, etc.
Now we should put the organs on the very top there. So you want to take this one there.
The guys are just packing organs. We keep the livers and hearts, we sell some, but we also make patés for ourselves. And the necks, we like to roast the necks, so we keep them for ourselves too. We've quite a big range in birds, ranging from 2.8, averaging about 1.8, but we were aiming for 2. So my estimation that the birds were above average was, I mentioned in a video the other day, we were a bit off actually. And it's hard to tell until you actually weigh them all, obviously. They look good size, they're just, some of them come out weighing lower. And a few small birds that bring the average down. And we won't sell them, we'll keep them for ourselves. Clean down went really good, and we'll be having the deep clean down today. We won't be slaughtering again for 2 more weeks. But it's looking good in here, and we're just having a quick clean down before breakfast, ready to go again. Last bird's going through today. Over in the north beds, and a lot of lettuces. We've been selling a lot of romaine to the restaurants. Really loving this mortar stone. It's a very beautiful salad leaf. Things growing a little slower over here, which you'll see when we compare with the south beds. But everything's really pumping. It's hard to see because everything's under the insect nets and row covers. We've had very good results with the insect covers this year. Last year the pak choi here was totally decimated by flea beetle. It hasn't really been touched yet, and yeah, we just had really good getting the nets on as soon as things are sown. Fennel's coming up nicely now. A lot of great cabbages, and Honsai Thai doing really well. We've just been eating flowers over in the south beds, but in these beds it's just coming up nicely. Leeks and spring onions are looking good, going out in the first box. But have a look at these peas and we'll compare to the south beds. These were planted a little bit later, but there's significantly faster growth in the south beds. More mesclun from the trials. And Carla, what are you putting on, Carla?
I'm putting on
Biofertilizer for the trial?
Yes.
And you're doing every 2 weeks?
Every week.
Every week. So the trials have begun. Lots of salad mixes coming up. And we can go and look in the south beds and compare the difference in growth over there. Some really nice kohlrabies coming. We'll just step over these beds and have a look down here. And pickup trucks here for a second batch of chickens, so we better go deliver their chickens to the man. South beds are looking awesome. Here's the peas, the difference in growth just from being in the south. And a bit more sun access. Amazing kales coming up, and we've had really no insect damage this year whatsoever. Really great to have good quality insect nets. Small enough for flea beetles. We've got some beautiful broccoli heads coming on. Don't know if you'll be able to see through this. Yeah, you can just make out the broccoli coming through. It's looking great. Peas doing really well with their side plantings as well. Different herbs and things. Let's go and take a look at the greenhouse and see how the tomatoes and cucumbers are doing. First squash in, these are just summer squash. And we've got patty pans for the restaurants, and Honsai Thai is making a ridge in these nets with the flowers now. They're at the perfect stage now for eating like broccolis and in stir fries. Super delicious vegetable. Garlics are doing great. What a view out of our bedroom window. This is our bedroom window here, and my office is in here, looking out through the veg packing station. What a sight to wake up to with all these amazing people every day. Here's all those strawberries. If you watch our videos, you'll know we got twice as many as we ordered because the first lot didn't look great. So they replaced them immediately free of charge, which was fantastic, and they're looking great. We could just pull out a root trainer here and I'll show you the sort of development going on inside. See how the roots are on the ground there. We should have them up off the ground. But they look great and they're going in very soon. We've got a bunch of agroforestry projects, new vines to put in on the vineyard, finish that off. But in here, things are really taking off. Tomatoes are super robust. We've got some flowers coming now, so we'll start pollinating just by tapping the top lines, walking along. But some really nice lettuce growing underneath here, on both sides actually. And we've got dill for the midsummer boxes when people traditionally eat potatoes and dill. And cucumbers are going in. So we've got cucumbers all along here, mostly English, long cucumbers. Basil in as a side support plant here. And cucumbers going in here. We ran out of hooks, so we just made our own hooks up. And we're still eating the salad right down at the end here. And so more cucumbers coming in, but they're doing great in their pots. Some beautiful mortar stone here on the side. And still the last few transplants in here. I mentioned before, we're going to build a couple of caterpillar tunnels, or buy them, and start putting transplants in those next year. But it looks great in here, and Omar's been doing a wonderful job looking after this with the others. Breakfast bell, and we'll be getting straight out of breakfast with a new team for the slaughtery today. We haven't decided the team yet, so we're going to get that organised and get in here and get in the slaughter as soon as we can. Last big slaughter for 2 weeks, and then we've got a couple of weeks off before we start the regular weekly slaughter. And it looks like nice weather's coming. It's going up to 25 degrees, and we're sending the interns off to the nature reserve to go camping and get to know each other. Some nice squash coming up in the spare beds. This is a self-assessment run slaughtery, so everyone that's new to the slaughtery process leaves their name and address and signs a waiver to say they are free of infectious diseases or colds, anything like that. And laundry's all been done from yesterday and dried in the sauna to be ready today. Boots and aprons and hairnets, etc. And we get dressed in here, change clothes, and then we go for our last session for a while. Day 3. Birds coming in soon. Everyone's getting ready. So no more chickens for 2 weeks now, and then it'll be every week we're doing a batch. Each batch will be processed over 3 weeks. Nicholas is just finishing up in here. And there's a nice clean down again, feather free. So 1,000 birds done. We did another 300 or so today. And great job by everyone actually. I'm just going to empty the IBC, but clean down is done and it's lunchtime. So great progress and no cuts or bruises. Someone commented on a video, I think I posted the video somewhere on Facebook. Someone was commenting that it's dangerous to use eviscerating knives without steel glove, and I just wanted to address that because actually you can't process these birds if you're wearing any kind of glove. It's all tactile sense based movements. And I mean, I've been doing this thousands of times, so I can do it with my eyes shut, literally. It's about muscle memories and movements. And in the video you saw moving fairly fast, about 45 seconds a bird, but that's because I've done it so many times. There's no pressure on anyone else to do it fast, as it were. I can sort of keep the workflow going like that, and it's a learning opportunity for people, so I want them to learn how to do it well, and then after many times doing it well, speed naturally comes, but there's no rush for people, and it shouldn't ever, you know, I've done it thousands of times without cutting myself, so you shouldn't really be cutting yourself, and in that way it's no more dangerous than using a cordless screwdriver or something like that. Sure, if you cut yourself it would cut sharp and deep, but really you shouldn't be cutting yourself. There's only 2 or 3 cuts that need to be made in a chicken, and they're very precise, so if you're inaccurate enough to cut your finger, you're probably not accurate enough to process birds well. The wastewater, I forgot to mention that. It's a mixture of water and blood and soap from the wash down, but this is actually all the water used for processing 300 plus birds, and we're allowed to put that out onto non-edible crops like the windbreak down here, as it were. And so now everything's in front field, and there's a new batch of boilers here. There's new birds going out next week that will go up into nut field. Some rain clouds coming in. And the layers who are in nut field, the cows and sheep, were finishing in the bottom of front field. They've been really fast through here because there's a lot of spaces used up by the broilers. But they will now jump into the front of the hens and graze the front portion of nut field, and then they'll jump back up to the very top where there's been no birds, and then we're back on our grazing plan with the cows and sheep 4 days ahead of the layers, which is how we want them. I just come down to start with the wastewater into the windbreaks, but one of the boiler pens lids has blown off. It just started getting really windy and that weather front came in and it just started pouring with rain. Sheep have all been sheared and they're looking curious at these birds. We're going to do the farm chores and then take it easy for the rest of the day. Misa, what's that? Misa's very curious because here are some of the new rabbits. And these are 3 females, we believe. It sounds like we've got 2 young males in here. And they just arrived while we're finishing up slaughtering, so we're going to make some new runs for them. Quite a bit smaller than Madam in here, but very pretty. These are New Zealand red rabbits, actually a Belgian breed, but they're called New Zealand Reds. Good meat rabbits, and they do well on pasture here in Sweden. So excited to start a new chapter with breeding meat rabbits up. We come fishing, and Nicholas's first fishing trip of the year, and he's in already. I'm going to get the net. 3 fish, a nice fish. Nicholas got his fish. Double rainbow. I've just come home from fishing and Jasper's made a turkey for Bill. Love it. Roosts are going on these diagonals, and we put some shade net on the top here. Probably half of them will sleep on the frame down here, but it's just going to be an open structure with the electric fence around. Better order some turkey poults. Thanks for watching our videos as always. Hope you enjoyed them, get some information out of them. Click subscribe, share them with your friends, and we look forward to seeing you next time.